Week 7, man, in the books. Absolutely wacky. Every weekend's going to be wacky. That's what's so much fun. Like, I have so much adrenaline right now just watching these late games. Just you don't know what's going to happen. But I think it started earlier in the day, though. Indiana just saying, allow me to introduce myself. Like, in Sig, we trust. I mean, Signetti. Unbelievable, man. Just like the Signetti effect. Indiana, dude, 0-46 in top 5 games on the road. Some people kind of think that Indiana was cute last year. They were a pretty good team. They're better this year. I mean, we talked about the experience. They were more physical than Oregon. They were better on the line of scrimmage than Oregon. Like, just think about that for a second. Like, it was very interesting to watch them. I didn't think they'd hold up. I thought Oregon would be able to run the football, but they were absolutely able to hold up. They ran the football at them. The second half, they did a really good job protecting their quarterback and affecting Dante Moore. Dante Moore was sacked one time coming into this game. You want to know how good Indiana's defense is? Indiana got him 6 times. Dante Moore had 1 pick coming into this game. Dante Moore had 2 picks in this game. Like, Indiana is absolutely for real. We've been talking about them this year, and when you look at their schedule going forward, it's going to be nice. Like, it's going to be real nice. We talked about it last week with Oregon and how good they were looking. Oregon had 41 yards in the second half against Indiana. 41. And we talked about Oregon, and we talked about where could they possibly be attacked? Where could they be vulnerable? We talked about the cornerback position, freshman, redshirt freshman. Indiana attacked him out wide. They attacked him out wide like crazy. Great timing out wide. But you also see Mendoza's got a hose, man. Like, a good arm. Surratt was by far the best player on the field today. Like, he was the best playmaker for both sides, whether it was Oregon or not. Like, he and Mendoza on the same page, making plays, big time to watch. Oregon couldn't find a way to get it going because they couldn't protect their quarterback. Like, that was their big issue. And Oregon's stock now and their resume that you look at, like we kind of said, Penn State, like that's a great game, great barometer going across the country. Penn State lost again. Like, they lost again. They're one of a few teams in the history of college football to be 20-point favorites in back-to-back weeks and lose. And it's not pretty either because Drew Aller actually is out for the rest of the season too with an injury. But it was a great win for Indiana. It was a great game back and forth, but Indiana made the plays. They even handled, I thought they handled the adversity of the game really good too, because Oregon couldn't get anything going, like I said, in the second half. And then what happened? They get the pick 6, tie the game up. Indiana's like, been here, done that, bought the T-shirt and hat, and didn't get overwhelmed. The moment didn't get too big. And they're going to be a problem, man, because the way they protected up front their quarterback, the way they can run the football and have enough balance, the receivers that can win out wide right away. And then you saw in this game one thing that you better take note of that I think will be big moving forward for Indiana. Like, Fernando Mendoza can run the football when they need him to. In big moments, they can call QB draw. And he is a big hoss. Like, he's a big, strong dude with enough athletic ability. He can run the zone read like he did and pull it. Like those short yardage situations when everything gets very condensed and tight and you need that first down to get it going again, he absolutely can do it. He absolutely can do it. So 2 top 10 wins. I mean, that's incredible. Signetti taking care of business. I think the stat I wrote down earlier today, like in the last 60 years of Indiana football, they had like 7 weeks in the top 10. He's got 9. Brent, he's got 9 in his tenure at Indiana, and Indiana's legit, man. Now you talked about putting Oregon in and Penn. What are you doing with and Oregon's not out by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh,
Oregon's very much in
no.
this thing. But what are you doing with Indiana now? Are you
I
putting
think
them in the playoff in Penn now?
Oh, yes, 100%. I think they are one of those. Ohio State, Miami, Indiana. Those are my 3 teams at least. Now, Oregon's got a few things that they have to take care of. But you were talking about the top 10 piece. Sig has 2 top 10 wins. in the last 3 weeks, Franklin has 2 top 10 wins in 9 years.
Is that good?
That's that's not good for one side if you're a Penn State fan, but just the response from Mendoza after the interception, the response from their team, because everything at that point was pushing the chips into the Oregon bucket, home field, just tied it up with a pick six, all that. And they go 12 plays, like 75 yards for a touchdown. Mendoza on that drive was 5 of 7 for 62 yards in the touchdown to Surratt. And like you said, Surratt was the best player on the field.
Best player on the field, dude.
The whole game.
It wasn't close. Like he went out wide consistently. And you talked about that drive. Every drive for Indiana was like that, though, Brent. Like every drive was 11, 12 plays. They have such good balance, and they got a quarterback that can sling it out wide. They just want to win right away. Like they'll take all of that stuff. And I can't believe defensively, though, I can't believe how much I didn't see Oregon's speed. Like Oregon's got speed all over the place, and you watch them and the tempo bothers people. And Dante Moore has one of the best pump fakes in all of college football where he does the dead leg and he goes. Like Indiana was perfectly okay with that because up front, they were whooping ace. Like they were kicking ace. And you know what? They got a bunch of guys that never freaking stop. They never stop. They literally just keep rushing. If they get blocked, they keep going. You got to stab them to kill them. They're really well coached on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and they absolutely give you nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And they do it unlike really any defense. And Gary Danielson, which we've talked to Gary on the here before.
Yeah.
You could just feel the energy of, hey, I actually get to call a big game again in his voice, like how dialed he was for that game to be on CBS. But he kept pointing out, and it was rightfully so, how much Indiana lives in their base personnel with 4 down and 3 backers. And those 3 backers are so good to be able to handle the speed and the RPOs that you're talking about.
They clean up everything.
That's unique. That's a unique thing in college football.
Well, but they also do a really good job of, and it's built in, you can tell. They do a really good job, even on first downs, the way they pressure the passer, they have the natural ability to loop. Like they'll start getting going a direction, and then they know they can loop, they can twist. They do such a good job getting free. But like Mendoza, I can't tell you how many times I counted just back there in the pocket like this, chilling. And Penn State, you didn't have that time to get like Penn State didn't like they were eating Penn State's offensive line for breakfast. Like it was actually kind of dinner, wasn't it? It was like a little lunch dinner. But they just kept getting pressure on the quarterback. Their stunts, Oregon stunts, murdered Penn State. Indiana was good, man. Now listen, Indiana still has a lot of things will have to go right for them. Specifically the injury bug. Like they can't get guys nicked up at certain spots because they don't have
one of the receivers.
They don't have the depth, but having multiple guys out wide that can win, having a quarterback that can spin it, that they can throw it, like Indiana's in a really, really good spot. And it's fun to watch a team that has very little history that like all of a sudden now can kick it in gear, can build it in 1 year, and now sustain it in year 2 in a very similar way.
And no spot on the field is off limits because of Mendoza's arm.
Hose.
Like all the stuff that they can do with the RPOs, like that's just it makes you that much tougher to defend because of his arm. No
doubt. Well, on to Hook'em, because the Red River Shootout, because we can still call it that because we don't have people that yell at us and take anything away from us. The thumb heard around the world. How is the thumb going to hold up? Is John Mateer going to play? Honestly, didn't think he would play. I honestly thought that it would be the backup. But he got in the game. He spun the ball exceptionally well off his hand, and it went everywhere. It was not accurate. It was not John Mateer. You could tell he was doing a good job of protecting himself, but man, he got hit early and often. He got hit a lot, man. Like he got hit a whole lot. And I would say a whole lot more than I would have been comfortable with if I was the coach. I'd have been like, and especially late in the game, I would have absolutely taken him out. But here's the thing to remember, and here's why picks can't always be right. But Texas, they look like a program that's a proud program they've been told they sucked, and they've been backed in a corner, a rivalry game, and they played with freaking emotion. Like, they flew around. They played physical. Like, for the first time this season, let's give Sark some credit too. The ball freaking came out. Like,
Yes.
I feel like this is what this offense should have looked like from the beginning. Arch Manning, he's been getting destroyed. He's been getting hit. Like, we've been talking about that. Like, 3 screenplays on the first drive. Heck of an idea. Oklahoma, we talked about, likes to bring pressure. They like to be aggressive. Like, counteract some of that. Wisner was incredible. Wisner was he was the guy from last year. That's what we saw from him a year ago, was breaking tackles. Like, simple checkdowns are not supposed to go as far as they did, but because Wisner was making things happen, it was fun to see. Again, it started slow. Texas didn't look good early, but they kicked it in gear a little bit. And Brent, they changed the tempo. That's what they did. They went no huddle. They drew him off sides a couple times with hard counts when they went no huddle. And then playmakers made plays, including Arch Manning. Arch Manning scrambling, running, getting outside the pocket. He made a couple of throws that you just go, that was pretty solid. Like, going to his right near the sideline, going to his left across the middle. He made a bunch of really, really nice plays. Credit to Arch Manning for doing this. When the world was doing this, you suck, and throwing tomatoes at him and telling him how bad he was across the country. What a big win for a program that showed you, like, if you want to doubt us and you want to bury us, like, you better back the funk up.
Well, think about the game right before half. Like, it's 6-3 Oklahoma before half, and they completely butcher any sort of time and clock management. Instead of being up 9-3 into the at minimum, up 9-3 going into the half, and then Texas comes out with a drive to open the second half. And because in the first half, I'm watching that, I'm like, Arch scrambling is basically their offense. Nothing's going to happen unless he's scrambling and making plays.
The one Wisner run for 40 yards, that was it.
That was about it.
That was literally it.
But then they ran, then the botching of the end of the half, and then running the football in the second half, and then it opens up greatly. But you talked about Arch. They've been a screen team about 15% of the time coming to the game. They were quarter of the time in this game, so up that big time.
Not hard, is it?
Time to throw, 2.8 seconds out in that or so, right around there in this game. Was over 3 seconds coming into the season. I mean, he was pressured almost, at least first run look at it, almost 50% of his dropbacks, and he was only sacked twice. Like, they made plays, they ran the ball, that was
I'm about to say,
they needed that in every way, shape, or form.
Well, the others made plays. The others did a really good job in this Texas game. We talk about the defense. The defense absolutely played great, turning him over ad nauseum with all the interceptions on Mateer, flying around, pressuring, stopping the run. And then what else needs to happen? How about special teams? How about a punt return? 75-yard punt return by Niblett. Like, to kind of put the game on ice, but it was long drives, man. Like, it wasn't big explosive plays from Texas. It was death by 1,000 cuts. We've seen that recipe from Sark. Like, we needed to see that throughout this season. Like, manufacture it, man. It can't always be pretty. It's tight end screens. It's whatever it takes to get, like, design runs by Arch you saw that needed to happen, but other guys stepping up, and Wisner was the main guy. Wisner was the player of the game for Texas because he is the one that kept them on schedule, that made the big plays, that gave them a chance to kind of hang around. And then they put Oklahoma had 5 plays that they ran in the third quarter. 5 plays. Like, that's absolutely incredible. That's a great job by Texas, playing keep away, using the tempo game, using screens, and just doing a great job of continue to follow it up and Sark dialing up some football plays that had to be done. So Oklahoma's interesting to me now, like, because their schedule is miserable. Like, their schedule is absolutely miserable. It was clear Mateer wasn't great. It was clear Mateer was not himself. And so if he's not himself, that's the problem, because he's the guy that runs. He's the guy that scrambles. He's the guy that makes this whole thing go with his feet and with his ability to create and be creative. They can't run the football otherwise. Like, They just can't, man. Like the offensive line had another injury today. They're banged up. They don't win a ton out wide. Like Mateer has to be 100% Mateer if Oklahoma wants to continue to win. Like they've got to. And the defense, obviously, not used to giving up big plays, but they got worn down a little bit too. And because Texas made plays, continue to move the ball down the field, they got worn out. Then they got the backbreaker. Another reffing miss, by the way. The punt return, the 75-yard, clear clip. Like absolute clear block in the back. Like we're saying this a lot about refs and specifically the SEC refs. I mean, and then I thought the ending of it was fantastic because Arch just gives a little wave. I thought that was great. I'm here for that stuff. I know some of y'all don't like that. I love that. And Texas has an opportunity now to save their frickin' season. Like, they got the big win. Their schedule is not murderer's row like Texas. It's still difficult. They're going to have to come to Athens. Obviously, they'll have A&M at the end of the year. Like they'll have a couple of really tough games down the stretch. But now getting the offense going, the defense is pretty consistent week in and week out. I think the Florida game was more of a blip than anything else. So now Texas with a great opportunity to save their season. First of all, they partially. They dent Oklahoma's, which is fantastic. They got the golden hat. Like, they get to plop that puppy on and then ruin, the rivalry game. Because no matter how good Oklahoma is, Texas is still like, yep, we still got you. Like, we still took care of business. And so that's unfortunate for Oklahoma fans, but Mateer's got to get healthy and everything will be fine. All right, we found a baller app, guys. Seriously, a baller app. Game Time. It lets you get the best tickets without all the daggum fees. Like, really takes care of you. GameTime.co or Game Time app. You go there and you can get a discount too, by the way, if you use the promo code Pollack. $20 off your first order. NFL games are coming up, concerts. Plan ahead for college football games in the future. Again, Game Time app, GameTime.co. Use the promo code Pollack. Get your seats without those fees and get a discount. Now, on to Auburn, Georgia-Auburn. This was the weirdest, strangest. I don't even know how to describe this game at one point. Like, okay, it's not the Georgia Dogs anymore. It's the Cats because they got more lives. They got 9 lives. Like, Georgia just keeps finding a way to survive. Like, it's unbelievable. The slow start continues, right? Like, another slow start. Auburn doing what they want out the gate. Auburn's plan, we talked about having 2 weeks to prepare. Their plan was beautiful, man. Their plan was absolutely beautiful. What do we do well? What don't we do well? Let's major in what we do well. Let's minor in what we don't do well. Let's not get in 3rd and long because we're not very good. Come out, run your quarterback. Spit the ball in the perimeter. I get one-on-one shots with 8. I'm going to take advantage. Auburn comes out the gates and they were smoking. Like, couldn't have gone better. Up and down the field. First drive, 14 plays. 3rd down, 4 of 4. Like, this is the team that went 1 for 23 on 3rd downs a couple weeks before. And they took care of business. Everything going Auburn's way. 10-0. Auburn moving the ball down the field. They had 26 plays in the first quarter. Georgia had like 4 or 5. Like some kind of ridiculous number like that. And then they're going in to score with 2 minutes left in the half, going to reach the ball over the goal line, and Jackson Arnold gets called for a fumble. Interesting, all the replays. Interesting to hear all the takes and the analysis. Brent, I want to hear yours, but like if you watch the replay without a lens, I don't watch things with a Georgia filter. I don't. You don't either. Like
No.
I watch things with football. And if you watch the replay and you say, when does the ball start to move a little bit? Now, here's the thing. We got all this money in this sport, and we can't get a better picture than that. That's some bullshit. Like, that's some bull crap. We can't get like HD down the line that you can zoom in 65,000 times. I'm going to leave it there. Okay, fine. I'm not going to talk anymore about that. But to me, 2 things happened. 2 Georgia players came in. The first one's hand gets in on the football accidentally, and I think the ball moves. The ball moves. And then the next guy comes in and punches it, and the ball clearly comes out. And then Georgia scoops it. The guy's not down. He turns and runs. It very easily could have been a touchdown. And then it would have been even crazier in that stadium. But I thought it was a fumble. And I thought the ball, Jackson Arnold should have taken care of the football better. I see where there's a back and forth. I see where there's question. But I thought the ball was moving. And then I thought the second Georgia player completely knocked it out. Clear recovery. What did you see? Because that's what I saw. But I listening to the broadcast, listening to our buddy Booger and all them, like it was like that wasn't even an option. It was like this was the worst call in the history of the world.
I thought the play before was more of a touchdown than the fumble, than how it was. But you couldn't overturn the play before because the camera was all blurry, where it was elbow down. And
why do we have blurry cameras? We have
I know
9,000 millions.
I thought that play was a touchdown. I was like, oh, that's a touchdown. And then the next play happens. And
hey, Jason Davis, homer alert in the chat. Sean Walker, I appreciate you calling him out and saying that you don't listen to the pod if you think I'm a homer. Appreciate that, brother. Sorry, continue.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we are not homers. That is for certain. But I agree. Like, and then the one with, I think it was the pylon cam maybe that they zoomed in, where you saw the sort of first punch where it was trying to tackle, and then it's loose. Like his hands are there, and I even saw like a still shot on social media where a line was drawn, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, but the ball's coming out at that point, and you can't say, especially since they called it a fumble to begin with. If they would have called it a touchdown to begin with, they probably would have kept it a touchdown kind of thing. But I never heard a whistle was the main thing. I was shocked that, I mean, I guess they just said, okay, we kind of paused and everybody stopped, so we're just going to stop and give them the ball.
I think if the Georgia player doesn't run to the sideline and keeps going like right away, I think they might have
like
just
instantly
called it a touchdown.
Yeah.
But
it was
Brent Skaggs, I promise we're going to get to Bama. We're coming up on Bama. But right now we're talking about the Auburn game, and it was just whack. But the thing is, the ACC does that under the hood thing. I would have loved to hear that one. That one would have been fantastic.
Awesome.
Like
Great
I would have
TV.
loved to get under the hood, heard about it. Fix the freaking cameras. That's a bunch of baby back bullshit. We got to see better than that. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable for a sport where you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears. It can't come down to fuzzy freaking photos like bullcrap. That's got to be fixed. I'm not going to have that. We need to fix that. But from that point on, Auburn, like literally just like put your toe on the table, pull out the shotgun, and just pow, take a toe, bro. Like, I mean, you could not. And you could see Hugh Freeze going into the half. And I am absolutely with him. I'd be pissed, Hugh. Everything that happened, all the stoppages, it was nuts. But my goodness, man, like penalty after penalty after penalty. They had 9 penalties at the half. Like you got a bad break, Auburn. If you think you got a bad break, I actually think it was the right call. You got to bow up now. Like stop them back on their own end. Get a stop before the half, roughing the passer. Like you have 3 or 4 flags on that drive. Like you did that. Then it's 10-3 and you never recovered. And that's the problem, Auburn. You go into half, you're upset and you think everybody's out to get you. The stoppages sucked. The game was terrible in that aspect. Way too many reviews. Like we can't have that many reviews in a row. That was crazy. But you've got to bounce back. You can't let one play turn to 2, turn to 3, because that's, to me, is the reason why Georgia won this football game, is because Auburn never recovered. Like, they had penalties again. They had 10-plus penalties again for 3 straight conference games. One of the first to do that in a long time. Like, big plays. The big plays in this game, when Auburn had an opportunity to make them, every single time in the second half they failed. Deep shot to Singleton down the field. Got a chance. Jackson Arnold overcooks it. He lays out. That was absolutely great effort. How about the 4th and 2? 4th and 1. Auburn has a great opportunity again. Jackson Arnold throws a little too high. The tight end can't get it. Like, these are plays that lead to points. And Auburn and Georgia just grinded you out. And Georgia, I think, found a little bit more offense too. Like, I loved what they did offensively because they couldn't block Auburn. Like, they could not block them. So they're like, all right, they're bringing pressure from everywhere. We got to protect Gunner. Let's go a little bit more, keep a tight end in. Let's go a little bit more, max protect. Let's use our size out wide, and let's take shots. Like, Kobe Young. Hey, Noah Thomas is in a Georgia uniform. Did y'all know that? Because I didn't know that until today. Like, I didn't know he was Oscar Delp sighting. Like, that I think Georgia fans like Kobe Young making a big play, like that's what you wanted to see, like that. So Georgia does what Georgia, and that's why you pick Georgia. Like I knew Auburn had a great chance to win this football game, but Georgia finds a way to win games. They're a day walker. Georgia is every movie you've ever seen with vampires in it, that they just keep getting shot and they just walk forward. And it's like they're limping and their shoulders like this, and then they get shot again and they go like this, and then they go like this when they're really calling a timeout on the sideline. Brent, that was a little suspect. Kirby might have played him a little bit on that.
He deked him, and then it showed him calling timeout. Like, that was so ridiculous. That was unreal. But I have to read you. So on UJ Sports, we have to do a prediction on Friday. I have to read you how I wrote this. Zero confidence in anything related to this game. No outcome would shock me. In the end, Georgia somehow finds a way to win. This outcome actually kind of shocked me because it was so bad.
You didn't think you could be shocked?
No, but the point you made about handling it, that's the entirety of all of this. And instead of just being like, hey, they screwed up, move on, next play, and I'm sure there's an element to that. You could just see it in there that it probably did carry over into the halftime, as opposed to a true just, boys, we're killing them, just keep killing them kind of thing. But the other part about this game is I'm watching this game at a certain point in the middle of the third quarter, in some part in the third quarter, I'm like, these are two extremely talented teams with very average to below average quarterbacks. But Gunnar made plays in the end and Jackson Arnold didn't. And there's your difference in the game.
Yeah, Brent Skaggs. I tried to share his right there. That's the first time in forever. Can y'all see that now? Because we're going to share this. That's the first time in forever Auburn hasn't gotten most of the calls. I guess at home, okay, that's a stipulation. That's fine. But if you watch the Oklahoma game, Auburn fans would like a word, because several calls, the fumble pickup for the touchdown, the illegal play on Oklahoma, they've gotten some bad ends of some calls. And I think that's why Hugh was so animated. And I think that's why he was so, ticked off, because you feel like you've had so much of that. And it's been so annoying that you just want to do better. But like the missed opportunities. I mean, Auburn could easily have such a better record. They're a good football team. They've got good playmakers. It's
supremely talented team.
Supremely talented. Their offensive line played better, but Georgia made plays. They got down 10-0, and they come storming back and missed a field goal, did all that. All right, on to Bama. I feel like that's Belichick, right? On to the next week. Missouri had a good chance. Bama, let's just bask in this, Bama fans, because you should be jacked out of your mind. Like, you should be super excited about what just happened. And you're probably going to be like, well, we beat Missouri. We always beat Missouri. 3 weeks in a row, 3 ranked opponents, 3 straight dubs. Like, taking care of freaking business. Like, are they the hottest team in the country now? Like, obviously the hottest one-loss team for sure. There's not a better resume. There's not a better 3-stretch window than what they just did. Like, that doesn't happen. That's only happened it's their 15th in SEC history to do that against 3 ranked teams. And Missouri got it going exactly what they needed. Bama deferred. Missouri goes 6 plays, 78 yards, never has a third down. Bang, bang, bang. Got Hardy going on the ground, got Prabula going on the ground, and hit Norfleet, the big tight end. Like, and it was like, oh my gosh, like that was really cool. That was a great start. Now everybody's jacked up. And then they got Ty Simpsoned. That's a new verb. You got Ty Simpsoned. That's what we're going to say from now on. Because this dude, man, I've seen enough. Like, I'm ready to fight anybody who doesn't put him in the debate for the best player in the country, because he's just so good. And why do I say that? Because as a defensive guy, I'm all about like trying to find ways to make you unsuccessful when I watch you. Ty Simpson's annoying. If I'm a pass rusher, like, I'm exhausted because I get home, he steps up in the pocket, slithers, throws the football. If I'm a pass rusher, they do a good job of getting him on the move. If I'm a pass rusher, they get the ball out quick some. Like, he's so patient. It allows him to throw on first down. Like, It allows them to get him in every way, shape, or form wherever he wants. And then guess what? Third down, money down, when I need to play, 3rd and 12 in the red zone, like strike to Horton. That's a Sunday throw, bro. Like eyes, expand the safety a little bit, get him to go where I want, zip that puppy right in there. Like incredible, man. Like Ty Simpson, time and time again, made plays, and with them and with him, like you can tell he's a coach's kid because he knows the answers. He checks it down. He's patient. He'll take shots when they're there. He's just unbelievable, man. Like unbelievable job by him. Bama goes 3 for 3 on 4th downs, 6 for 15 on 3rd downs, and the play of the game was Ty Simpson. I mean, it was unbelievable. The 4th down play, like 7 minutes left. 20-17 game, ball near the 40, very easy to punt, play defense. Absolutely not. He's got a guy in trail technique on his receiver that's running a little corner route. If you walked out there and you went, here you go, here's the ball. That's how good the throw was. The coverage was absolutely perfect. Ty Simpson's just better. Like that's what it boiled down to. Like Brent, tell me I'm wrong. I mean, I saw a lot.
Position,
listen,
yes.
That was stupid. Like that was absolutely crazy. And then he did it near the goal line on 4th down again on that drive. The play before the 4th and 8 is really big because it was 3rd and 24, and he checks the ball down. Why would you check the ball down? That's stupid. You got to get 24 yards. You need to push the ball down the field. Checks it down. His guy runs another 10 yards, and now it's 4th and 8, which gives him a chance. Again, decision-making, ripping the football, mobility, calm under pressure. Like, I'll fight you, Brent.
Well, you might have to fight me because I don't know that I would put him in best player part.
Oh, he's
best
in the conversation.
Quarterback. Best, because
he's in the
I think
conversation.
there's a lot of individual guys who are still
put an average quarterback
above.
Put an average quarterback at Bama's spot. They might have 3 losses.
Oh, I agree with that, definitely, and
I
that's
mean,
why I said best quarterback. I'll allow for that argument. Best player, I don't know that I'm quite there yet. There's a couple other dudes that are just head and shoulders above others. But you mentioned them about beating ranked teams. Well, they get to go play Tennessee next week.
It's incredible.
It's just another one for them. But a couple of things with this. The Missouri fake punt. Did you think he got it?
Yeah, I did. I thought again, we're dealing with horse crap camera angles. Like, we don't have a shot down the line. But here's the thing. All these Bama fans are going to at you always. I love Bama fans, like, because they're passionate about their team. I'm here for it. You can at me all you want. Here's the thing. Here's what you don't realize, fans. It doesn't matter how far he goes out of bounds. As long as he doesn't step out of bounds, Bro Cephas can Superman across the field 7 yards and stretch the ball out, and that counts. Like, that absolutely counts. Like, I can do that and stretch the ball out. So I think if you had an angle down the line, I absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, think he got it. Doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter. Alabama still made more plays to win the game.
Yes.
But I 100% think if we had a good angle, he had it.
LT Overton took it to another level in this game.
Dude,
I thought
he's balling.
He was playing really well. The way they defended Missouri, I think forced Missouri. It took advantage of their limitations. And when you're watching Missouri offensively, you're like, if they just had a Theo Weiss, like if they just had that kind of guy that would win on the outside for them, that they don't necessarily have. Coleman got kind of dinged up early.
But I think they found him now, though. I think number 1 might be that guy because that freshman looked like baller.
Took him to the end of the game to do that. And when Bama started playing a little bit of man, but that was one where Perbula wasn't good enough in the pocket and Bama was too good in the secondary and defensively. And they actually got a pretty consistent rush in that game. They were the better team for that game.
My boy Hubbard deserves some love, by the way. 1-8 for Bama. Finds the football, man. Like 6 turnovers now forced on the year. Like with the fumbles, with the picks. Like he got his ankles broken too near the goal.
I was just saying, don't forget about that.
He got the double tap smash by Perbula. He said, ow, and his jockstrap went right there on the flow.
Yes,
but that doesn't matter. Like that's going to happen obviously in a game. But he just finds a way to make plays, and that's all that really matters. And just so many people, man, that's why I get a kick out of people in our business sometimes too, is like they bury Bama and just point out all these clips. Like, I just want to see where everybody's at now. Like, where are you at now? Like, where's all that hate? Where's all that they can't do this, they can't do that? Because they're doing all right, guys.
Much like Vanderbilt a week ago too. I watched Missouri, and I don't think that they're going away in terms of a team that's going to, potentially be a 9-3, 10-2 type team, depending upon how their schedule goes, that they can be that, because Young and Wilson on the edge for them, like they did so some work in that game.
And that's what I'll say about Bama. The only thing that holds Bama back, that I think from them being great. First of all, Jam Miller has to be healthy. He got dinged up in that game. Didn't think that was targeting either, if anybody wants to argue with that one too. But we got a million calls to argue. That's unfortunate. Jam Miller makes them a lot better. They need him. Right tackle. Right tackle is an issue for them in pass pro. Now, Simpson can make him look really, really good, but it was definitely, you could tell that was an issue on the other side. And don't worry, we're getting.
But they are rolling, that's for sure. Like,
they are rolling.
One-loss team in terms of like. They are, and that sets up a big-time game next week with Tennessee, who also
will be a good one.
Barely survived today.
All right, one more ad for you guys. When it comes to football season, it's grilling season. My son was upstairs, and it was fantastic because he had the Omaha steaks out, but he did the burgers. They were awesome. He was too chicken to get it off the grill, by the way, though, or to get off the pan because it was popping and the grease was coming. Like, just grab it, man. Stop being a sissy. But grass-fed beef fillets, burgers, it was high-quality meat sent to your door this month. Visit omahasteaks.com. Get $35 off with your promo code order Pollack. Make a game day delicious. Use it like we did today with the steaks. Again, use the promo code at omahasteaks.com. Promo code Pollack. Get you a nice little discount. Illinois didn't get a discount. Illinois did one thing well, though. Illinois didn't get ran out of the building. That's a good thing for Illinois, because I had typed in my notes. I said, you can't get beat by 50 twice. That's what I typed in my notes, because I thought at one point it was going to happen. But I just keep waiting for Ohio State to play a bad game. Like, I just keep waiting for them to screw up and mess around and just they just handle business, man. Defense continues. Like, they've got this cool little force field around the goal line. Like, you can get inside the 5 goal to go situations, and there's a force field. Like, you just run into it, boing, and you follow. Like, you fall. It's incredible how good they are in that area. And this defense is entering elite company. And that being said, they gave up their worst amount of points this season. Like, more points than they've given up all year long. They gave up 16. So that was a really, really bad day for them. But they're averaging giving up 6 points a game. Just so good defensively. The secondary is really, really elite. And I think that's where Altmaier and company, they live off those RPOs. And Ohio State got that tip early and got the pick. Altmaier's first interception. But sometimes people think that's luck. That's not luck. That's absolutely not luck. Like, when you're covering somebody like a hand in a glove and the ball's thrown and the ball gets tipped up in the air and it's intercepted, it's because you're really, really good. That's why. And secondary for Ohio State is really good. They started true freshman Devin Sanchez. You saw number 6 back there. Didn't matter. Still just worked out just fine. Offensive side of the football, if you want to talk about, we talked about the force field on defense, and I don't know how you score on them. Actually, you do know how you score on them. Jet sweep handoff speed option on 4th down. That's how Illinois scored on them inside the 5-yard line. It was absolutely incredible that they hadn't allowed a touchdown since the Ohio game. But other things Ohio State to think about: O-line, the biggest weakness from a year ago. It might be the biggest strength on this offense. Obviously, the receiver core is probably number 1, but their O-linemen are nasty. They're physical. They keep their feet running. When they get on zone tracks, they're fun to watch. Pass protection has been really, really good. Jeremiah Smith got dinged up, but he came back in and ran a fade route that an NFL player couldn't stop at cornerback because it was so quick and twitchy at how big he is. It's not fair. It's not fair at all to try to stop it. Obviously, Illinois with the mistakes. You can't. Your punter can't take a knee when he's catching the football. You're gonna you got the tip where you didn't. You kick field goals when you can't afford to do that. But you did hang around at least. You did make it somewhat competitive. But another thing too, Brent, how freaking good. Like we know how big, how good the freak is. But Carnell Tate, to be a number 2 is unfair. It's just unfair. Like
I agree.
it's the body control near the sideline time after time. Like it's 2 feet in. Like it's a Mecca Ibuka like, which is stupid because
exactly
he's still in the NFL. Like he looks like him. He moves like him. And it's just Jeremiah Smith already slants the field. Like you're already running uphill in one direction. And then you got that guy. So you can't double both. And
No.
it's just pick your poison. And then they run the ball so physical this year with an offensive line that's physical and Bo Jackson who's physical. Like it's just it's a good offense that's going to be extremely hard to stop.
They're a different level. I think that's them.
They're not bad for the second team in the country,
but I think they're, in terms of just overall talent, like Bo Jackson. You talk about wearing number 25 and his style. He looks like Jamal Charles. For you fans of football
but
people.
Jamal Charles was not the least bit physical. That dude's physical. That's the only. But I like what you're saying. The longer strides, 25 longer
movement
hair.
skills, how he moves.
Yeah.
Arvell Reese.
Animal.
I watch number 8 most every play on defense for them, and I'm not even mentioning Caleb Downs, but the goal line you talked about, 95. The play that 95 made with the little underhand shovel. That was stupid. Appears in his lap,
turns and grabs him, and then just
like that far from the end zone.
That's not supposed to happen. That's absolutely not supposed to happen. Like,
but Illinois hung around. So last year, Indiana 38-15 when Ohio State clearly kind of dominated them. So, pretty close to last year.
34-16 today, yeah.
34-16 today. And that with USC win and the Duke win, Illinois, if they handle the rest of their games, I think they still could end up being a playoff team. But now none of these games are given. They got to go to Washington in 2 weeks. But that's them hanging around keeps them in a potential playoff sort of spot. That's for sure. Yeah.
Washington State hung around today with Ole Miss. Ole Miss was a 32-point favorite. It was a 24-21 game in the end, the perfect look-ahead game for Ole Miss having to play Georgia. They were sloppy as piss. Lane's now the fastest coach to 50 wins at Ole Miss in history, but they found a way to get it done. That's all that matters. But they did come out sloppy and missed a 4th down. They fumbled, bad penalties at bad times. Trinidad looked very human, and then you look up and you look at his numbers and you're like, well, it's pretty freaking good. Like, he was like 22 of 29 or something. You're like, or 20 of 29. I'm like, gosh dang, that wasn't bad. But Lacey toted rock, and the defense. Here's the thing that's fun about Ole Miss. Your defense has gotten better throughout the season. So, beginning of the year, it felt like you had to outscore everybody, a la Arkansas. Now the defense feels like it's coming on a little bit. So the defense, saves the day. And then,
and that's also a game they might lose in the past. I think, especially last year, when you think about some of the losses they had last year, where
Kentucky.
They fell asleep. Like, that's a game
Kentucky was a bad one.
The way it was going, they might lose, but they hung on and took care of business. So now they get to set up a game at Georgia.
Yep, good game at Georgia. That will be fun. And then A&M handled business. How about freaking Florida, man? Like, 4th straight game against the top 10. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why is this my life? Like, that's what Florida fans are like. Really? Like, why is this my life? And then they go 75 yards to start the game.
Then it was a score fest to start the game. Like, it was back and forth, offense all over the place.
That was fun because the Aggies come back a 2-play drive. And like, there was like 28 points in the first 10 minutes of the game. And you're like, this is madness. At some point, like, we're going to get something, some form of defense. And it came, but it just came for A&M. It didn't come for Florida on the other side. And A&M continue, man, when they get you in 3rd down, we've talked about it so many. They're silly, bro. Like, it's silly. They're too good at it. And the Aggies, man, like, Casey Concepcion got hurt, Moss got hurt, Casey was in and out back of the lineup. It didn't matter. And I just love the 24-17, Brent, grind out. Like, mash, like, run, eat it, clock tick. Bam, bam, grind it down. I'm up 2 scores with 4 minutes left and the ball game's essentially over. Like, I freaking love when you can do that. Like, great teams finish people. Great teams reach in your heart, steal it, and eat it.
And we asked this question earlier, and I think it was in the offseason, maybe in the beginning of the year. I can't remember what it was, but were A&M fans happy with Mike Elko as their coach? And I think they are loving the fact that Mike Elko is their coach, because they are
If
dialed
you
in
don't, you're
week in and week
stupid.
out. Like
I mean,
just week in and week out, dialed in to that sort of
it's
every little
very
detail.
enjoyable. Hey,
How I do a question for you.
yeah.
How long are your arms? Like, because I know you got the T-Rex stuff.
I don't know the exact distance.
The reason I asked that is I listen to the draft podcast every week. Great job, Trevor Sickma and Connor Rogers. They do a great job on the draft talking that. It's the NFL Stock Exchange. Cassius Howell has 30-inch arms, and I think it's like one of the shortest arm, but he still does what he does as a rusher. Is so elite as a rusher with that kind of outlier arm length.
It's pretty simple. Be a freaking quick twitch freak off the ball. It's very simple. Like when you're that quick off the ball, you go run by people.
It helps.
So we'll get to the draft later on in the season. South Carolina and LSU. LSU gets a good win. Here's what you need to know about this game, because I'm going to do this as quick as humanly possible. LSU tried everything they could to shoot themselves in the foot and screw this game up. Like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Fumble inside the one, throw a pick inside the one. Like they tried as much as they could with the dumb mistakes to keep South Carolina in it. But they still did a good job of Nuss hobbling around, making mistakes, missing guys, made enough big plays, and Trey Dez flipping Green is a nightmare. He's a matchup nightmare. Continue to feed him, feature him. The offense still looked very average, very bad, but the defense made enough plays, and LSU survives against South Carolina and Lenore Sellers and company. But it was a good game, though. It was a really good game. Next one, Michigan. This was awesome. Not for Michigan, for USC. You talk about coming into the Big Ten, getting their first Big Ten win. That's exactly what this was for USC. Last year, they had a fourth quarter lead in almost every single game they played. I think it was every single game they played. Come out today, set the tone. Great job, Lincoln Riley, play calling. They do such a good job with a screen game and patience. They worked the seams. They threw the perimeter screens, and then they faked it and got a touchdown off of it. Like, the offense all works together. But here's the thing, man. Michigan, how physical they are, how physical they have been in this league for a long, long time. USC brought it to them. I loved it. I loved what I saw from USC, man. You lose your first running back. You lose your second running back. Both of them. So Jordan's out, who's leading the Big Ten in yards. Guess what happens? Sanders goes out, and then King Miller comes in, and he starts toting rock. Almost 500 yards of an offense, only 2 penalties. You still had some big mistakes, but you kept it together. You played better defense. You made them earn it, and you got a really, really, really quality Big Ten win. That's big time, man. That's a big time win by the USC Trojans. Huge win. All right, Brent, the last one, Texas Tech. I mean,
this game, Michigan game.
Huh?
Who picked that Michigan USC game right? I can't remember.
Did you pick it right?
Are
we going to do that for every pick? Because we can do that for all the picks if you want to.
On the ones that we differ, I think I'm like 4 out of the last 4 over you. Just FYI.
Well, you want a brownie or a cookie? That's what Signetti said today. Which one do you prefer? Texas Tech. What a weird game. Like, this was a strange – I thought this was over, and then I thought maybe an upset, and then it was like this game sucked. So, like, you could literally – we can get rid of this one really, really quickly. But Texas Tech, they go 71 yards on the first play, untouched. You're like, Kansas, for the love of God, please play some defense. Kickoff, force the fumble. Bam, 6 plays in, 15-0. You're like, all right. Then they get up 21-0. And then Daniels goes bonkers, and it's 21-17. And
Morton gets hurt.
Yeah, which
actually kind of maybe helped them. It made their run game better.
I'm not going to say that out loud. I hate that. I
just
for
did.
A kid. I hate that for
because Cameron Dickey just went for 263.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had a bunch of yards before that happened.
But still,
I mean, it's 71 on the
with
first
Hammond
play.
coming in and running the ball like he can, it gives a whole other element to their offense.
Skylar Gill Howard got banged up too, which is not good. That's not good on the front. It's not good at all. But no, and then they end up winning 42-17. So no real like challenge in the end or scare. But then, man, I think we covered everything, didn't we? Like we got around college football pretty well.
Should we look at UCLA as a contender now?
For what?
Break up the juggernaut that is UCLA. That was one. That was another going on the road
nice
and
win.
Dominate win for them.
Nice
Nebraska
back-to-back
got a big comeback
performances.
win. Nebraska's kind of hanging around on the fringe.
Hey, Nebraska was big time. Nebraska was big time.
So that was one. Colorado, Coach Prime, got a big win today over Iowa State. Get a ranked win. Pitt, Florida State is now officially been more than a full calendar year without a ACC victory. 385 days, I think.
Calendar year.
Or more than that, like in a month. 385 days, I think I saw that since they've been in the ACC
how about
game.
Florida State starting 3-0? Man, everything's
Top
great.
10.
This is looking great. UVA, okay. UVA is a pretty good team. Lost in double overtime. Not the end of the world. Miami lost. Frustrating rival. Pitt. Now what are we doing here? 46 points, 34 points, 28 points, poor tackling, big plays. Their defense is so bad. To get better, man. I don't have anything nice to say about them. It's frustrating to watch their defense, but the good thing is they got at Stanford, Wake Forest, but they got to go to Clemson and Virginia Tech, they got to go at Clemson, at NC State, at Florida. But if you told Florida State fans before the season they'd win 8 games, they'd probably be like, all right, it's a great season. So yeah. I guess not
after
all
last year
lost, but
Notre Dame, I think defensively again looking much improved. So now next week you get, I think it's next week. Is it next week that USC Notre Dame, or is it the following week? I can't remember now.
Next week. It's next week.
Yeah, next week. So
all
that's
right, let's get to our game changers.
Game.
The game changers. We're going to end it here, and we'll shut up. Game changers. Plays that shape the outcome of the game the most. To me, 4th and 8, Simpson. Are you kidding me? Best throw possibly of the season. Everything on the line. Just has the onions to make that throw, to put it in the bucket, then get it on 4th down. Plenty of other plays too, but 4th and 8 with 7 minutes left in a 2017 game. Your team needs you, and you're like, all right, I got you, bro.
The fumble at the goal line, Georgia-Auburn. I think that kind of gets there now. I had Elijah Surratt as his just sort of taking over the game, especially late as mine. But yeah, that fumble at the goal line, 17-0 versus 10-3 is game changer. Beyond game changer.
10-7. Crazy week 7. But the good thing is, dudes, hold on. Wes has it. Well, I got you, Wes. Wes said, shout out to Damon Williams, his quarterback, who just
Friday night hauled out.
Yep. He just completed another pass. Over 400 yards, lit up Rutgers, was hitting Boston, was hitting everybody. Looked really, really good. So, yes.
South Florida killed North Texas on Friday night, too. That was a whole lot of points.
Absolutely slapped them. We'll be back all this week, dude. Continue to watch us. Continue to follow us. We appreciate it. If you didn't get that, if you needed anything in college football and you missed some of this, go back and listen because we just covered it all. As good of a recap as you can get. We will see y'all this week. Thanks, dudes.